What's going on, people? We're back again with another MovingMAD video. And you know what though, before we even get started on Brandon and freaking Mary, let's just talk about them real quick. These are two people that last week revealed that Mary was pregnant, or at least the week before, doesn't matter. And to find out that at that time, Mary and Brandon had planned to have a child, that was outrageous. So outrageous when sitting there thinking, do any of these two have any type of brain cell? Which therefore then brings us to this week. And this week is where it gets interesting. And I sit here and I say to myself, well, Mary, it's interesting how your maturity is only starting to appear now. But with that being said, let's not waste any more time. If you're new to the channel, please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you like the video to help us grow within YouTube algorithm. And also leave your comments down below.
I really wish he would help. Before, he's like nice and doing dishes, but now he changed a lot, but not for the better.
Well. Exhibit A, now realizing that the man you decided to have a child with is a bum. Now I'm just playing. He's not a bum. He's just now showing you a certain side of himself that now you're like, whoa, I thought he was more of a proactive guy. Whoa, I thought he was a provider. Whoa, what is going on? And you think to yourself that this is something that you would have tried to overcome before deciding to get married. No, my apologies. Before deciding to have a child. You know, sometimes in this world, some people act so eagerly, they forget the key things in life. And forgetting those key things in life is what gets you in predicaments that you shouldn't be in anyway.
I did borrow money from my friends to build the shop and buy all of the products. So it's a lot of pressure for me and Brendan now.
Like 470 pesos?
Yeah.
How much do you think we could sell it all for?
Maybe 500?
Do you think we could charge more?
I don't know.
I have a question. Who in their right mind, and I mean who in their right mind, would open up a store that only gives you 56 cents profit? 56! And also on top of that, who would open up a store that is next to another store? And then you have to go to that store to then buy stuff for your store. You know, if you're going to go into a business, you should definitely let that business marinate for over a year or so more, right? And the reason I say this is because, you see, with these two, they decided to get pregnant before they went into a business, before Brandon was even able to do what? To be able to work. Because you see now, he can't work in the Philippines, not until at least they get married and he's given permission. Until then, this is what they're doing. And this is the thing that very much frustrates me when it comes to Mary and Brandon. The fact that they decided to get pregnant before they even had sorted out their financial situation. Last episode, we saw them Mary was crying because Brandon was asking her to ask money from her grandparents. And she was like, no, I can't do that. I just can't do that. Philippines is not the same as America. But yet, hold on a minute, she was able to ask for money from her friends. Interesting.
I sleep in, but I'm not really working, mainly because there's a language barrier with customers. I do need Mary's help inside the store.
To be honest with you, I don't feel like this is a good enough reason for him to not work. Because in reality, this would be a good opportunity for him to actually learn the language. Speaking to more customers, or at least trying to, would probably help elevate his ability to actually speak the language. So to be honest with you, if you ask me, the only reason why he doesn't really want to work is only because he knows that there is no profit from the situation. Right now, they're pretty much more in debt than they are actually profiting from anything. Let's be real, Brandon. Keep it a buck. Don't use anything else as an excuse. But hey, we continue.
Will you marry me, Mary? This probably wasn't the best of times to bring this up. I didn't really put a lot of thought into this.
You know what's so mad about this situation? The fact that he went into this situation knowing that he hadn't even planned it out properly. You do not propose to someone if you have not planned it out properly. Well, do you know what? Most importantly, you do not propose to someone if you know yourself that the timing is not the best time. This is a time when you are both stressed about your finances. And you know that you haven't got that shiz in the right place right now. You both already messed up anyway when it comes to having a child. And now you want to add in a proposal as well, knowing that you can't even afford a wedding at the same goddamn time? Like, honestly, you can't make up this BS. These two? You know what makes it worse though? Well, it's to come.
It's not like a joke. We're not kids anymore. Soon we will have a family, so we need to like be mature enough, financially, emotionally, and everything.
So you're telling me, you're telling us, that it's been a whole season of you two making immature choices for you to now finally say something that is actually mature. Sadly, it's a little bit too late. And I say it's a little bit too late because this is the type of mature choice you should have made before you decided to get pregnant. How can you tell me that you're not ready for marriage because of everything else that you've listed, when everything else that you've listed is a good enough reason, is the perfect reasons to not have a child? I'm just pausing here because it's a moment for all of us to think about this real quick, because how are we making sense out of this? Mary. Brandon. You two are definitely a match made in heaven, but I really hope that when the child comes, you both can be incredible parents. Because right now, it's not looking promising. Far from it.
I know that we're not ready yet because we're still struggling and I'm still really stressing so bad. So I'm just saying yes because I need to and I don't want him to be hurt or anything. So.
Yeah. So I'm saying yes purely because I don't want to upset his feelings. I mean, to be honest with you, do I agree with what she just did? Absolutely not. I feel like, to be honest with you, this would have been a perfect time to have a conversation with him about the struggles, about what she wants from him and what she requires, and why also she doesn't feel like she's ready for marriage. I don't think this is the time to be lying. You know, if there was ever a time for these two to actually have a mature conversation, something that they never do, this would have been that time. So in reality, Mary should have been like, listen, we can't get married right now. We've already decided to have a child. And to be honest with you, we should have really sorted out some of these other things before having a child. But I'm pregnant now and we're going to have the baby, which is fine. I'm happy with that. But we need to get a lot of other things in line first before the child comes, and most certainly even before marriage comes as well. And if we can't get these things in place, well then, I don't know. That could have been a conversation. And then Brandon could have bounced off that, and then they could have just gone off that. Now, of course, we've seen the preview for next week, or that kind of mumbo jumbo, you know what I mean? But in terms of this episode itself in particular, this was the gold opportunity to actually have a dead-on serious conversation. And the saddest thing about it is that we have had glimpses of Brandon being mature throughout the season. The problem is that each time Brandon has attempted to be mature, Mary's found a way to shut him down by her crying. Completely divert anything that is going to say that seriously into a bunch of freaking tears. But then when she finds a chance to actually be upfront with him, well, instead of being upfront with him, she decides to be upfront with us on the cutscene. Oh my god. I think I just gave myself whiplash, not gonna lie to you. Ooh, that was a bit too strong. Either way though, let me know what you're thinking and we can talk about it. You dig? Brandon and Mary, they make me sound so crazy. Anyway, peace.